J.T. Foxx and George Ross. Are you ready? The most exclusive class in the world. The Billionaire class. Are you ready to get inside the mind of Donald Trump? Here's your opportunity to learn and network with one of today's most brilliant negotiators and Donald Trump's right-hand man, George Ross.
Hi, this is J.T. Foxx, real estate investor, entrepreneur, and internationally syndicated radio personality. I'm here today to present an opportunity where once in a lifetime I've taught events all over the world, I've created wow experiences, and I have come up with something that will definitely change your life forever. Often we do things and we forget them. We've attended a lot of classes, a lot of seminars, what's different. But how would you like to go to one of the world's most exclusive event for entrepreneurs, for negotiators, for real estate investors, or anything you do? How would you like to be part of the Billionaire class? Well, here to my right, I have George Ross, Donald Trump's _1 guy, Senior Vice President of the Trump Organization, best-selling author of 2 books, Trump-Style Negotiations, Billionaire Lessons for the Small Investors. He works all the time. He works on deals. He's the architect of 40 Wall Street, a deal that was purchased for $1 million that is now worth $400 million. He's a good friend of mine, and he's agreed to teach along with me a class and basically show you a blueprint, the same blueprint that was given for Donald, the same blueprint that was given for many people, to spend some days with you, teaching you exactly what does it take for you to succeed. Has never been done. George Ross, someone of that quality, spending an entire day with you. But this is going to be a little different. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not the right candidate, we're not going to select you. And that's why it's going to be exclusive. George, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
You've never taught an entire day of a class.
It's not an entire day of a class. I've taught entire days of class, not like this. This is for a cut above. This is for people who are interested and have a certain degree of talent and want to take the extra step to become really successful and maybe and billionaires. And they're willing to learn and they're willing to listen.
People might say on this, I'm never going to be a billionaire. I'm never going to be worth $100 million. And that's okay, because if your mindset is here and you're learning things to here, even though you're not going to be a billionaire, do you think you can pick up some things along the way?
Of course. You can pick up pointers. It may not work for you, and probably most people won't be billionaires. But they will improve their skills to a point where they'll be very successful in business, much more successful than where they would be if they didn't have it. So as a result, they'll learn things that they've never learned before.
Obviously, Donald Trump is worth billions and billions of dollars because of the help. You've made him a lot of money. You've made that very clear to me. How have you made Donald Trump money? Because how he's made money for Donald, I think we will all benefit.
Well, Donald, one of the ways I've made a lot of money for Donald is that I have business skills, so I know how the business of real estate or the business of investing works, how the business of banking works. So what would be attractive to a banker, and how to put a deal together, how to make it how to put partners together, how to put ventures together, and ultimately the papering is the easy part. That's the legal part that you're going to pay. The idea is structuring the deal so that it makes sense for both sides and will be ultimately very successful. The decision-making is Donald's. The risk is his. But nevertheless, if you do it right, it works.
Here's one thing you're going to learn. You're going to learn about branding. Obviously, there's no better brander in the world than Donald Trump. You're going to learn about deal-making, how to put big deals together, how to put small deals together, how to create partnerships. We're also going to go through a lot of Mr. Trump's deals and break them down and see where are the negotiation opportunities, where did the edge, how did you make the deal better. We are also going to talk about the fundamentals of success. What is exactly you need to do in today's economy. But more importantly, we're going to tap into George's knowledge. This is a 3-day event, but one entire day is going to be dedicated to George teaching you in an apprentice-style way of getting a blueprint. Imagine apprenticing with someone like George Ross, learning from his knowledge. This is someone who works full-time for Mr. Trump, yet he's willing to take a day out of his schedule to teach you the billionaire fundamentals. That's why we call it the Billionaire class. Even though I'll never be a billionaire, you'll never be a billionaire, maybe you will, and if you do, make sure you want to get a cut from that. That's a disclosure we need to put into. But where in the world could you learn like this with someone of this caliber? Also, we're going to do something different. Most people, they press the button underneath, they sign up, and they buy the class. George, what type of person are we looking for that? And that may be you, even though you haven't made millions of dollars in real estate or business. We're looking for something. What kind of people are we looking for,
We're looking
George?
for people that really want to learn, have an open mind, and really want to be more successful than they are now. Or at least they learn that this investing is not for me. In which case, I'm better off doing something else. That's very helpful, too.
Sometimes that's the best education.
It's the best education. Learn where you're going or where you shouldn't be going.
We're going to do something different that's never been done before. We want everybody to obviously apply if they think it's the right thing. If they truly want to succeed, if they truly want a wow experience, if they truly want something that they will never experience before, and they want to create a lasting memory and tap the brain of one of the greatest deal makers to have ever lived, just look at the books. Just look at the deals he's done. You'll get inside George's brain. He'll get inside of yours. And together we're going to find ways to create our own economy. We are going to take application process. And so the button underneath says click here for an application process. And there's going to be a very small application fee. And 100% of that application fee is going to go to charity. At that point, you will be having an interview with somebody. And George and I will look at the applications. And if you're the right candidate, you'll be able to come. And if you're not accepted, then their money goes to charity. So it's a small part. But everyone will be interviewed. Everyone's going to have an equal opportunity. And we're looking for that passion, that burning fire inside for say, you know what? I want to succeed. I'm going to go out there and I want to be there at the top. I want to associate myself. These are the people. If it's good enough for Donald Trump, if it's good enough for so many people, whether you love or hate Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. Behind every great businessman, there's a number one. And George is the guy behind the scenes. And he's the guy who's going to be behind the scenes for you. Tap that knowledge. George, there's three or four charities that the money has the opportunity. And you will pick where that money goes for charity. So it's not like we're going to pick. You tell us where you want the money to go to charity, and you will, because the more you give, the more you get. And George has taught me the fundamentals of charity. So what are some of the charities that...
The charities we would have is St. Jude's Children's Hospital. There is another one called Sunrise Day Camp, which is the only day camp for kids with cancer. And there's also the Cone Medical Center in Long Island. All of these are oriented for children that have real serious troubles, and that near and dear to my heart. I don't see how anybody can refuse with children. But I'd like to make a point. And the point is, this class, we're not taking everybody.
No.
This is not open. We've never done this before.
Never, ever been done.
This is to keep it on an exclusive basis so that people really have the time to tap my brain one-on-one, which has never been done before. Usually you talk in front of an audience. That's fine.
Talking about 1,000, 15,000. This is limited, exclusive. Right. That's why we're saying it's the most exclusive entrepreneurial event, business negotiating, deal making ever. The most exclusive. And you can be part of it. You can be part of it. And on top of that, a portion of the fees are going to go to charity. And so we have a charity component, and it happens in New York City. So you will be able to see, touch, experience some of those deals. You will be able to see for yourself, not just read it in a book, not just see from afar, not just read on the internet, experience it. And have George to be able to say, tap his brain, said he did this, he did this. I mean, to just get that blueprint, because that's what we're going to create, a blueprint for you. And this applies to any business, because the fundamentals of business never change. And I've spent an hour and a half lunches with George. I've paid the last 3 lunches, I want to point that out. But I have learned so much. And I will never forget, as long as I live, forever, the time I have spent with this man, and I want to expose him to you. I want to give you something that no one has ever done and be part of it. So if you're interested, click on the button below you, sign up for the small application fee, pick which charity it wants to go to, and you'll have an interview process. And hopefully, George Ross, Donald Trump's right-hand man, celebrity apprentice, best-selling author of 2 books, is going to spend all day with you. It's actually a 3-day event, but one of the entire days is with him. We'll also have a mastermind where you'll be able to ask George some questions, come up with strategies together how we can do it, and spend some time with me teaching you exactly what do we need together. Remember, success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. George, any final words for people?
Yeah, final word is I think
you're hired.
I think one of the key elements that you're going to get or learn in the class is to get the opportunity to ask, why did you do something or why didn't you do something? This wouldn't have occurred to me. Why did you do this? Why did you take that stand? Why did you act so rashly? Why did you bend and say, okay, I'll do it? In other words, how the decision making was done, and that you don't get in an ordinary seminar. You get some smattering of it, but not really the lowdown.
Billionaireclass.com. Billionaireclass.com. This is where it's at. I can't wait for you to meet George Ross personally and spend all this great time. And we're going to make it work in the financial epicenter of the world. JT Foxx, George Ross, Billionaire Class. George,
okay.
We'll see you in New York City.
The Billionaire Class. Are you ready to be part of something that's never been done before? The most exclusive class in the world. Memorable, unique, exclusive. To learn more, visit billionaireclass.com. If you don't make a decision now, time will make it for you.